It's always an absolute pleasure to have this man on. He's a country music superstar, and a really good guy. He's a guy who loves America, loves Jesus, and loves telling us about it in his music. Is of course John Rich. John, how are you? Good to see you as always.
Hey, I'm good, Joe. Good to see you again.
You know, when you connected to the Zoom, I was checking out the video. I hadn't seen the song, and I got to tell you, "The Righteous Hunter" is first of all in 5 days it's got 150,000 views on YouTube, and I don't think everybody knows about it yet. So go right now to John Rich on YouTube and check this out. I don't know that your music videos have looked like this before. This is like a movie. It's like a mini movie in about 5 minutes where you had me gripped and I was watching it. You were connected for a while, and I'm sorry, I ignored the superstar for a minute to continue checking out the video. The story that you're telling hits me. I've got five daughters, John, and I've had one actually who was a victim of somebody bad. And we as parents do everything we can, but we've got a society that's coming down on our children, on that generation, trying to get them from us in many different ways, not just physically, but also indoctrinating and everything else. Tell me the impetus to write this song. Why is this song that's going to be stuck in my head now for the next 2 months? Why was that something that came to you?
Well, so I can tell you that on X, just at John Rich on X, my little X page, it's now over 1 million views,
Beautiful.
just on X. So YouTube, I don't really screw with YouTube that much because they don't like guys like me. So I kind of go to X and other places. But yeah, you can watch the whole video there. So this really, the impetus for the song happened when I saw Sean Combs give a speech at an award show about a year ago, and he looks right into the camera. With all the lights on, big crowd, and he says, I determine what your kids listen to. I determine what clothes they wear. I own your souls. Looks right
Wow.
into the camera and
Wow.
declares that he owns the souls of American children, of my sons, of your daughters. He owns them. And I said, really? Is that right? Is that right, Sean Combs? I don't think so. And I realized that Sean Combs and a lot of other people like him, which there are millions of predators in the United States, they use music as a weapon. They use it as a way to indoctrinate, as a way to influence, as a way to derail American youth into a life of degeneracy, debauchery, anything other than righteousness. They drive them as far away from that as they possibly can. It's a weapon. They use music as a weapon, as a tool of war, because that's how they view this situation. Well, me too. I'm just on the other side of it. And so I decided that there needed to be a song written from a parent's perspective and speak directly to the people who wish harm and who prey on our children. And I'd never heard a song written about that subject because let's be honest, that's kind of a tough thing to write about, to make that into music. But it had to be done. I wrote the song about 10 or 11 months ago. I've been sitting on it this whole time, trying to decide what should the video look like? How do you put this out? What are people going to say when they hear the line, you better give your soul to Jesus while I get my gun?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the dad is saying to the predator in the song. I mean, it doesn't get any more brutally direct than that. And it finally came around to where I became friends with Sean Ryan. I did his podcast and I played the song acoustically on his show. The song was not released. Nobody had ever heard it. Only me and a few friends of mine had heard the song. And Sean looked at me and said, if you put that song out, that's going to be one of the biggest songs you've ever put out. As far as impact, that is going to be one of the most impactful things ever. You have to put it out. And then all of his listeners started chiming in saying, you have to put it out. I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of people. It was, you couldn't even read the amount of comments. And so I decided to shoot the video and I asked Sean Ryan to play the dad, to play the guy whose kid is missing
It does a
in the
great job
video.
too.
He does. And he agreed to do it. And we shot the video in such a way to try to show the American public, the American parent, what it actually looks like in these situations when adults are purchasing children. And so we had on site a group that professionally go out and they set up predators and they sting them, they arrest them, they drag them off to prison. This one lady in particular named Brooke. She was trafficked as a child in her teenage years and now runs an organization that stings predators. She's personally overseen the rescue of 14,000 kids in
Oh my God.
21 years. So we had her on set. And I told Brooke, I said, Brooke, if anything about the scene that we're shooting is not accurate, step in front of the camera and say cut, and we will stop it. And then you redirect us. I want this to be as accurate as possible. And you know what? She did a couple of times. She stepped in front of the camera, said, cut. This is not how it looks. And the main thing that she cut us over was that the men in the video playing the bad guys, when they walk the kids out in front of the bad guys, these men start bawling their eyes out, big old tears rolling out of these guys' eyes. They just could not deal with it.
Wow.
And Brooke said, guys, that's not how it looks.
Right.
The customer is excited. It's like they're getting ready to watch the Super Bowl. They're high-fiving, they're smoking cigars, they're drinking cocktails. She said when they would walk me in front of groups of men like that, it was like a party. And they were excited about having access to us and that they had purchased us. So you're going to have to go into that headspace. And to their credit, they did. And it was extremely difficult to shoot. I urge every American mom and dad watching this right now, go watch that video. One reason, Joe, that this plague and sin in America is so pervasive is because American parents don't want to look at it. They don't want to have to think about the fact that that's real. They know it's there, but they just go, no, 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 I don't want to see that. I'm just going to walk right past it. And that's what allows these predators to thrive. And so you have to watch it. You have to digest it. You will be disturbed by it, no doubt about it. But it's gonna make you stiffen up. It's gonna make you angry. It's gonna make you sad. It's gonna make you aware. And that's what I'm looking for is the impact of this song. It's not meant to be a hit song. It's meant to make moms and dads get up out of their chairs and go pick up their kid's cell phone and pick up their iPad and go to their video game console and start firewalling those things, make them hard targets where predators cannot get them. That is the main way that predators snag our kids. It's on the internet. It's online.
Yeah.
And we can easily fix that. But while you're sitting there watching the news or watching a football game, your son or your daughter sitting right back behind you with their iPad out. Everybody knows that scene. You need to know who they're talking to. You need to know what apps are on those machines, and you need to defend your kids.
John Rich, country music superstar. The new song is called "The Righteous Hunter." Go check it out at John Rich on both YouTube, but especially over on X, and over 1 million views on X. It's got a lot of views over on YouTube. I know that YouTube is one of those sites that squelches people like you and me, but they're not holding this back because it's really that important. The reason why I think it's so big, John, you don't need me to tell you, but I'm going to say it for the audience as well. I believe you that the parents don't want to see it and they try not to see it. They know it's there. But I also think there are a lot of parents that are ignorant, and not a pejorative way. They're ignorant that they don't think it's happening. They don't know it's happening. Some that do know it's happening feel like there's no vessel or way to find out more about it. And the reason why your song's going nuts, first of all, it's masterfully written and you sing it like an angel. But it's doing so well because you're giving people the evidence, the reason, the impetus, the kick in the ass, whatever you want to call it, to face something that we don't want to face. As a parent, I don't want to face it, John, but it's there. And if I don't, who's protecting my kid? I think you're giving them that avenue.
That's exactly right. I mean, I'm trying to light their ass on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I want them to be so upset when they see that video. I want them to cry when they see that video. And then when they wipe the tears away, I want them to stand up and find their spine and walk over to their kids and pick up those devices and go, let me look at your phone for a minute. And then here's another tool. This is very important. So about 9 or 10 months ago, I did a live stream on X with the DHS. So I had their lead agent, and his whole entire job is to sting cyber predators online. If you go to YouTube and look up, just punch in John Rich DHS. That's all you got to do. John Rich DHS. And a 90-minute seminar. You'll see it at the top of the page. Click on that and watch it with your kids. It's age appropriate, 13 and up. Watch what that agent says. He will lead you step by step by step as a parent, what you can do to firewall your kids away from these predators. As he would say, make your kids a hard target, a hard target. If they're hard to reach, the predator moves on. They go look for a soft target. Go watch that, and then engage your kids. Tell them what is really going on out there. And we didn't have to deal with this stuff when you and I were growing up,
Right.
but it is everywhere. Let me give you an example. When I say everywhere, that's what I mean. So the DHS agent told me that in the past 12 months, they have received 36 million reports.
Oh, wow.
So that's 3 million a month from parents reporting that their kid had been targeted by a sexual predator online. 3 million a month, Joe.
That's sick.
36 million in a year. There's not enough law enforcement on the planet Earth to get that many bad guys.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. So it comes back to your house, your living room, inside your front door. You have to sit down with your kids. You have to firewall them. You have to do your job as a parent. And again, YouTube, John Rich, DHS. That's all you got to do. And I would say if there's any teachers, principals, preachers, community leaders, youth group leaders, anybody watching this interview, pull that up on YouTube, call a meeting, and get as many people in there as you can, and just hit play. I promise you, it will save kids from becoming victims of these animals.
At John Rich on X, at John Rich on YouTube, johnrich.com or redneckriviera.com. Or go to YouTube, like he said, John Rich, and look up DHS and go check out that video and show it to your kids, show it to other parents, show it to your friends. I thank God that Sean Combs was so arrogant about it. I really do. Because I think these people got away with it for so long, John, that they didn't think that they were touchable. And there still are a lot of people in the elite that you and I could probably talk about off the air that haven't been brought to fore yet, that are doing the same exact thing in such an arrogant way that this is their inner circle. This is their culture. But without Sean Combs saying that, you might have eventually done this. That really set you off. And you said, oh, yeah, you do? Watch this. And hopefully, now he's faced some charges, probably not the charges that I think he should have been convicted of, but what do I know? I wasn't in court. But this guy was being held to account. Hopefully others will be held to account. But I love what you just said. There aren't enough cops on the planet to stop 36 million reports of this, so we have to have the united front of parents like you and me and everybody who's watching right now. What's the first step, do you think? Because I own the phone. I paid for the phone. I can grab the phone anytime I want. But what's the best way to approach it with the kid, do you think? And say, hold on a second. Whoever these people are, these aren't your friends. And I need to know who you're talking to. But how do you do that?
I can tell you how I did it. I can tell you exactly how I did it with my two sons. They are now 14 and 15. So I took the phone from one of my sons and I turned the TV off. And I said, boys, every bad person on planet Earth is on the other side of this phone.
Wow.
And I said, what would your daddy do to a bad guy that broke into our house in the middle of the night and came in your bedroom and tried to steal you? What do you think I would do to them? And they both said, you'd kill them.
Yes.
I go, that's right. I would not hesitate. They would die inside the walls of our home. I said, but they are getting to you through these, and I'm not even aware of it. I said, every demon in the world can access you through this right here. And their eyes got big. They went, well, we don't want that to happen. I said, give me your phones, give me your iPads. And so I took the information that I learned from that DHS agent. Again, YouTube, John Rich DHS, you'll find it. And I started going through their phones, and several of the apps, like Snapchat, for instance, was one of the apps that the agent said, absolutely under no circumstances should a kid have Snapchat. No.
Wow.
Get it off their phone right now. Roblox, no. I mean, on and on and on. He had a list. So I just started going in their phone and deleting apps and deleting apps. Then I set their camera to private, where if they took a picture and it wound up being seen by somebody, they can't swipe down on it and see where they live.
Okay.
I mean, simple things like that make the kids basically impossible to get to. And every parent can do it, even if you're not a tech guy. I'm not a tech guy. We were able to handle our kids' devices in about 5 minutes.
Wow.
That's what you have to do. Listen, like I just said, you would kill somebody if they came into your house and tried to get your kid
dead. Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't even matter if you didn't have a weapon. You would kill them with a salt and pepper shaker. It wouldn't matter what you had, an ashtray, your bare hands, whatever it is. And so why are we letting them get to our kids through their devices as we sit there and watch the evening news, and they're back there talking to God knows who's pretending to be their age and pretending all these things until they snag them. And that's their tactic. So, moms and dads, get up out of your chair, do something about it. The bad guys are in your house right now, and you're not even aware of it.
The Righteous Hunter is the song. Go check it out on his X page, John Rich, at John Rich over on X. It's also on YouTube. It's only been out 4 or 5 days, and it's going nuts. Millions and millions of views because the story that's being told is amazing. You know that I always go music geek on you, John, so I've got to do this. A song like this makes sense the way that you wrote it, the way that you produced it. There are minimal drums in it. There is a driving minor chord going on throughout it. Your vocal is, like I said earlier, I'm not kissing your ass. You sound amazing in it. How do you put it together that way? Because I don't think that song could have been done any other way. How does that happen? Is that from God? Is it inspiration from your surroundings? How do you know that that's the right way to produce and put that song together? Because I'm a musician, as you know, and I couldn't stop watching it, and I wasn't picking it apart musically because musically it made sense. How does that happen?
Yeah. I mean, songs like this, you don't really think them through. They just kind of, I could, as a songwriter, when a song like this, The Righteous Hunter, comes along, I can hear it in my head. It's clear as a bell.
Wow.
Like, I don't have to get in the studio and go, I wonder if I should do this, or I wonder if I should do that. I can just hear it.
Yeah.
It's just, I hear it in my head. And so I just make it sound that way in the recording. I know that's not a great, complicated answer, but
It's the answer.
I'm
though.
a songwriter.
Yeah.
I'm an artist. It's just the way it enters my soul. I can hear it. I can literally almost physically hear it in my mind before it's ever recorded. And that's probably why it's so effective, because it's not made up. It's like it's coming straight through you, right through that microphone. And I mean every word of it.
Well, you know what you intend to say in a song like this, and in all of your songs, to be honest. You know what you intend to say, but does the music and the drive and the beat and the groove, whatever you want to call it, does that come first? Do the words come along as you're writing the music part of it? Like historically, you know that Elton John and Bernie Taupin, they were separate. One did words, one did music. How does it come together for somebody like you? I know what your intention was when Combs said what he said, but how does it come together? Do you hear the music first? Do you hear the words, the intention of what you want to present to me as the listener? I know I'm trying to make something complicated that just sounds like it comes naturally to you, but I really would love to know how that works.
Well, what I felt was fury.
Yeah,
I
could hear
felt
the anger.
righteous anger. I felt righteous anger, righteous indignation as a father that some demoniac is going to step in front of a camera and proclaim to the world that he controls my kids and owns their souls. I mean, that's the devil saying that.
Yes.
Who is the most arrogant creature that was ever created is the devil. I mean, insatiable appetite for destruction and happy to flaunt it and stick it right in your face. And the way the song happened, man, I went and pulled an old Gibson guitar off the wall. And I literally I hit that E minor chord and started doing that bone on down, bone on down.
Yeah.
And I literally just said right out of my mouth, evil runs around this town undercover, looking for a soul to take. Because that's what Sean Combs said.
Yeah.
We own their souls. We're out to take your kids' souls. And then from then, maybe 2 or 3 hours, I sat there thinking about, I didn't want one wasted word in that song. I just wanted every single word to be the truth and to hit like I felt. And I figure if I feel that way, probably tens of millions of other parents also feel the same way. And I think you could say, based on how the song is doing right now, they do feel that way. And I think as hard as it is to listen to and to grapple with, I think people appreciate the fact that that song is now out there. That's something that exists now.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Watching it, I didn't want to watch it because I knew what the subject matter was going to be. I didn't want to, but what you just said is true. I could not watch it. I had to watch it. And you, where am I in this song? I'm 4 minutes and 22 seconds in when you connected to Zoom, so I haven't finished it yet. But I wasn't going to stop watching it, and I probably would have started it over and watched it again. Now, me, I'm different. I'll break it down musically as well, but the words just completely struck me in my heart. And before I let you go, let me ask you this. And I think I talked to you about this before, but I think those who are watching now should hear about it too. What made you say screw it? And what I mean by that is you were mainstream. You did what you had, big record companies that were telling you which way to go and how to do it. You didn't need to take that step into, I'm going to be as real as I am as a person. You've always been real, Jen. I'm not saying that you weren't. But what made you say, I'm gonna go to the other side where they don't want me to go, and I don't care what they think. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, you're more successful than ever.
I'll boil it down to three words. You ready?
Yes.
Simple as it gets. Success versus significance.
Wow.
That is the phrase.
That's huge.
Do you want to focus on being successful, or do you want to focus on being significant? Now, sometimes those two things intersect, and something that's successful is also significant, or
Yeah.
something that is significant is also successful. But if you no longer care about success, if you no longer, that is not your aim. Your aim is not to get another plaque on the wall. Your aim is not to get people to pat you on the back or give you an award. Your aim is to take what God has given you and do something significant with it, something that doesn't help you. It helps other people. It's something that needs to be said or done that nobody is saying or doing,
Yeah.
but it is significant. That is the mind change I had several years ago. That's where you see the turn in my music. When I start singing about things now, it's going to count. I mean, you're not probably not going to hear me write another party song. What
Yeah.
good does that do anybody? I could care less. The Righteous Hunter, Revelation, songs like that, those songs count. Those songs are more than songs. They make people think. They make people pick up the Bible. They make people stand up and turn the TV off and go talk to their kids
Yeah.
and say, hey, let me see your phone for a minute. Like, that's significant. Like, that could actually save somebody's life. That could save someone from having a life of absolute horror and destruction. If that song can do that, even for one person, even for one kid, that's significant.
Obviously, the significance is going along with the success because this, again, might be your biggest song for a long time, if not ever. Having said that, you didn't care if you were successful because if you would have touched the heart of one parent to save one kid, that was significant for you.
Yeah, I could care less about success, and God doesn't care about my success either. And when I die and go see him, he's not going to go, man, way to go on writing all those hit songs. How many records did you sell again? 14 million. Wow, that's a lot.
He's
Man,
not going to
we're
say that,
so
John.
proud of you up here. We're so proud of you, John. Man, way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, no, he's not going to care at all. I think what he's going to care about, what did you do with the talent that I gave you and the platform I presented you? What did you do that was significant? What did you do that helped people who needed it? Did you do things that defended the defenseless? Did you educate people and light people on fire to make moves that would protect the people I care about, my kids? And every kid belongs to God. Every kid. If you're a kid, you belong to him. You belong to him. The most aggressive thing Jesus ever said was, you'd be better off to have a millstone tied around your neck and cast into the sea than to ever harm one of these children. Can you imagine? That's what the Son of God said. You'd be better off dead than to do that. Okay, well, he's the example that we're supposed to try to live up to as Christians, as his followers, as his children. Well, I say we go on the offense then. That sounded like a pretty offensive statement from him.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to pansy around and pussyfoot around it and go, you know what, it's just too disturbing. I don't want to look at it. No, no, no. You are failing as a parent if that is your attitude. You are failing and you are disappointing him and you're leaving your children in harm's way and you don't even know it. So to me, that is significance. Significance is success as far as I'm concerned. That's the kind of success I'm looking for. Not
I love
plaques
it.
on the wall, not the amount of downloads, not praise or people clapping their hands. That's not what I'm looking for anymore.
John, it's always amazing to talk to you. I hope to God, at least sometime before I die, you and I are in the same room. You've got a guitar and we're singing some harmony or something. I would just love that more than you know. But everything you do, and this has always been your music for me, but certainly recently, the more significant stage that you've set, the path that you've set for yourself, everything you've done has touched me, not only musically, but as an American, as a father, as a Christian, as all that. And thank you for being who you are. I'm sure there were people in this industry that you thought were friends that have turned their back on you because you decided to be who you are. And I'm guessing that you really don't care about that. But let me say it again. One of my goals in life, one of my bucket list goals is if you're near San Antonio or if I'm near Nashville, we get to sing some harmony sometime. I'd love that.
You know what? I'm glad you just said that. We actually have a Big and Rich concert in San Antonio
Stop it.
this Saturday,
I had
bro.
no idea.
This coming Saturday. Now, it's not open to the public. It's like
Right.
some big corporate event or
Yeah.
something. Dude, you have to come to that. You have to come if you're in town on Saturday.
I swear I didn't know that when I said what I just said. I did not know that, John. But I would love to. I'd
Well,
love to see you.
I was forgetting that you were in San Antonio, or I would have already called you. So when we finish the interview, we'll
Yeah.
have to text each other, and I'll line you up, man. We'll finally get to meet in person.
I
We'll
would love
take a
that.
video and and show your crowd.
That
And
would be
I would say to
amazing.
your crowd, you guys are lucky to have a guy like Joe
Mm.
that you can watch that'll tell you the truth. That is, I can tell you, knowing him offline and off camera, he is the guy you think he is, and you're very fortunate to have him broadcasting. And Joe, I hope you keep up the great work. You're an important voice.
Thank you, brother. I'm gonna work on my significance for sure, but those words are so kind. Thank you. Let's talk offline. Thank you so much for making time today. I'm gonna play the entire video for those who are watching this after we get done. John, thanks for making the time, my friend.
Thank you, Joe. I'll
All
see
right,
you
brother.
Saturday.